Characterizing an age is always a risky business, but calling ours an age of relativity is, I think, a good bet. Many people, not least theologians, still believe that our age is one of secularity. The underlying assumption of this belief is the so-called secularization theory. Once you strip it of its often pretentious sociological jargon, the basic thesis is simple. Modernization means a decline of religion in the institutional order and in the consciousness of individuals. Along with a broad consensus among scholars of religion at that time, I also adhered to this theory and indeed contributed to it. I was wrong. It took me about 20 years to reach this conclusion, but that is another story. Let me say that those of us who shared this mistake were not totally wrong. Modernity has in fact changed the social and psychological environment of religion, but this change is not necessarily secularizing, except in certain parts of the world, notably in Western and Central Europe. But that too is another story. Most of the world today, including not unimportantly the United States, is witnessing powerful eruptions of religious passion, some with far-reaching cultural, political, and economic consequences. A little over 100 years ago, Nietzsche proclaimed the death of God, on the cusp of what he thought would be an atheistic age. If he had lived, he would have been disappointed. Not long ago, I saw a bumper sticker, all places in Cambridge, Massachusetts, which read, "Dear Mr. Nietzsche, you are dead, yours very truly, God." We have about 60 institutions of higher learning in the greater Boston area, so we get some sophisticated bumper stickers. Modernity does not necessarily secularizing. What modernity, I think, necessarily does is to pluralize. All the basic forces of modernization bring about a situation where most people constantly encounter beliefs, values, and lifestyles different from the ones in which they were originally raised. On the institutional level, this means that different communities of meaning, religious or other, have to find ways of living together unless they want to embroil their society in ongoing, possibly violent conflict. On the level of individuals, it means that they can no longer take for granted the worldview of earlier generations. Instead, they must make choices between alternative worldviews on offer in their milieu. In other words, pluralization also means relativization. Put differently, beliefs, values, and lifestyles lose their taken-for-granted status. It should be emphasized that this process not only affects religion, but all cognitive and normative definitions of reality. But the process affects religion with exceptional sharpness. It is a very big challenge to any religious tradition, but it is different from the challenge of secularity.